school, 90 to 1 you ain't gonna like not the exercises they make you do. You want to come in and throw kicks. They make you do them wall sits down the leg and splits, stretching. And you're like, hold on, man. I didn't sign up for all that. I came in here to kick. When there's a system to getting to the point where you can now kick.
All right.
You know what I'm saying? Or I came in to punch. Because somebody told me I had a good punch, so I'm going to go learn how to punch better. But they don't start at the punches. Where do they start at? The beginning. Let's learn how to stand properly. Let's learn how to show respect. But what I'm mad about is I'm going to keep shopping karate schools until I find that school that's focused on the punches. He going to teach me what I want to learn. That's confusion. But we do the truth the same way. I'm looking for that group that yells at people and really go. I like the fact that they be calling out their name and everything. I like that. I'm looking for that group. That's not what that group does.
Right.
That's all you see. That's all you searching for is that. But that's not all those brothers do. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm looking for the brothers that is super spiritual at the law. That's not all they do. There's a lot more going on in the camp than you're getting from the internet. But what I'm going to keep doing is I'm going to keep jumping until I find the program that's more suitable to what I want to learn. But I jump as soon as you're doing something that's not what I wanted to learn. Or I think I'm wasting time. I want to get out here and be a teacher and spread the truth. But you won't study out to learn the scriptures. This group has you taking tests. I'm going to test your knowledge. I don't like being a student, man. I just like talking. No, I want you to come write these scriptures down and make sure you know them. I didn't sign up for that. And this group over here that I spend following these brothers, they ain't requiring none of that. That don't make them wrong. They are requiring it, but the problem is you ain't around them. Because if you were around, then now you would see all the things that they're really requiring. But if I understood what I was developing, I don't have no problem being around that group of brothers and sisters. Because there's something being developed in my spirit. But I got to understand what the Most High is doing. So there is no confusion now. Now I can be in a school and be at peace. Because I understand what the Most High is doing. You know what I'm saying? But now what we operate is I can't be at peace with you because I think you doing it. Scripture, he that despises not man, but the Most High.
All right.
It's the Father developing and directing where you're going. He said one man planted, another man watered, but the increase comes from the Father. So it's always his control anyway. So all this time I've been control. I've been letting the Most High. It's been building me. What I'm head tripping about is who the Most High is using to develop me. And when I don't like the fact that, man, they always making everybody wear fringes. Okay, you know what? I'm going to go to a group that don't always require fringes. But you know what the sad thing is? They may not require the fringes, but they require something else. Now we become in church. So I don't keep bouncing religions because of what I feel. Well, I don't like that about them. But I like this congregation over do a lot of singing. So I like that because it feels spiritual. Well, this congregation do a lot of praying. This congregation do a lot of getting out and helping the community. All I'm going to keep doing is keep bouncing based off of what I think this is about. And not understanding that when the Most High put me there was something that was supposed to be developed in my spirit. And that's what this class is about. You understand? All right, make sure everybody's with me, man. So listen, you just read verse 40, right?
Yes, sir.
Tell them where you're at and finish verse 40.
1 Corinthians chapter 14 and verse 40.
Uh-huh.
Let all things be done decently and in order.
Go ahead.
That's in the chapter.
That was the chapter, right? So the Most High showing us all things that we do, there's a right system to it, right? Everything that you're going through. That was 14 and verse 40.
14, 40.
You know what I'm saying? Everything that we do, everything that's being asked of you, there's nothing wrong in it. You just have to understand the system. And if you understand what the Most High is developing, now you can see it. But most of our problems come from the fact that I don't understand what the Most High is developing.
Come.
Right?
Come.
So now let's go to Titus now. We go to Titus chapter
2.
Yep. Titus chapter 2. And you go start at verse 1.
Titus chapter 2 and verse 1.
Uh-huh.
Done.
You there? All right, go ahead. I'll read that, man.
Titus chapter 2 and verse 1.
Go ahead.
But speak thou the things which become sound doctrine.
They become what?
Sound doctrine.
This information, what I'm going to give you, this works. It's undisputed. That's basically what this means. This is sound. There are no flaw in this. There's no confusion when you do it this way. Right?
Come.
Read on.
Verse 2. That the aged men be sober.
The aged men are supposed to be what?
Sober.
See, how did an aged man get sober? How does an aged man get sober? Somebody had to work on him. There's no way to get this in the point. We're going to go over this too. There's no way for any man to get to a point of having these things developed in his spirit if somebody didn't develop it in his spirit. There's not one teacher out there. You watch on YouTube, on the internet, any of these things, and you sat in their class, and you look at the way this man teaches, the way he carried himself, who he is, all that didn't just happen because he heard some scriptures. 90% of all these brothers was in a program. Somebody was developing these things in their spirit. So now, when they went out to open their school, now I'm not going to say they held on to everything that was being developed in them. And that as an elder, that's a lot of our flaw. I didn't hold on to everything like I should have. If my elders were strict on dress and I watered that down, then I got to live with that with the Most High. Because now I've passed on this watered down example of what this truth is about. You understand?
Come.
But as an elder, we have to live with that. But this elder, he's supposed to be what?
Sober.
Clear-minded, not influenced. I kept myself in the book. So this brother is always, and as a young man, I'm looking for that. I'm looking for the fact that, you know what, this brother is consistent, always clear. You know what I'm saying? He's on point. You can see the strength in him. Nothing rocks him. He's not pulled here or there. His woman ain't influencing him. He don't have a drinking problem. You see what I'm saying?
Come.
He's not this man that, oh man, the world is, I can't come teach class because my show was on. That's not an elder, man. Oh no, brother, you know what? I'm going through things, me and my woman right now, so you know what? I can't get over there to teach you today. That ain't an elder. That's a young man that needs an elder. Because as an elder, these things are already, they're in me. I understand. My elders made sure they took me in my job to the bottom of me. This is whatever else is going on. So I'm not pulled. Just my faith ain't pulled. My focus is not pulled. I am that man that's sober-minded. But how do you know you haven't got there yet as an elder? Because when it's time for you to be in class, where are you at? Some of them pulled you off. Man, I got to get this money. Well, the money is clouded you, man. Brother, my woman's tripping. She's about to leave. I got to spend time with her. Well, that done clouded you. Because when it's time to go to work for the white man, you don't do that. You know what I'm saying? You don't call the devil and say, oh, you know what? I can't make it today, man. My woman's tripping. We don't do that. We don't do that at all, man. We be there. She got to understand and get this money. You look at her like you offended. I can't believe you going to try to stand between me and my money. You know I got to get this job. You got to go to work. We need to pay bills. Why don't I have that same approach when it comes to my salvation? I don't sit and say, man, I get to class, man. You tripping. I'm offended that you're trying to stop me from getting to class. Because this is how we going to make it to the kingdom. We don't think like that. That's showing us that this still hasn't been developed in my spirit. You see what I'm saying? So at that point, I'm still that young man that still needs developing. But as we're reading all the characteristics of an aged man, and then also an aged woman. It just ain't the fact of the gray. We can be gray, but young in the spirit. Because the scriptures say days should speak. But all these days that I've been living on this earth, I ain't learned nothing. There's things in my spirit, spiritually, that I have not developed yet. So it doesn't take from the things in the world that I have experienced. This is something new. You don't have this. So the world wasn't developing these things in my spirit. So now I have to allow someone to come in and they may have had those things developed in their spirit. I need that. This is what the Most High is requiring for me to have now in my spirit. You understand? Read that again out. Verse 2.
Titus chapter 2 verse 2. That the aged men be sober.
Be what?
Sober.
Go ahead.
Grave.
They be what?
Grave.
Now look up the word grave real quick. Because it goes to the part of what I'm getting to. And I don't want to skip through it. Because some of these definitions you think, well, yeah, I'm grave. Well, if I don't know what grave means, I don't know if I can't really claim to be something I really don't know what it is. What does it mean to be grave? Spell the word real quick.
Grave.
And we ain't talking about in the grave.
Right.
We ain't talking about that. No. We know it can't be talking about that. The Most High never tells us to follow somebody dead. No. He said, what do you got? What definition you got? What definition you got?
To carve, cut letters, figures on stone, or other hard substance with a chisel or edge tool to engrave.
What you got, sir?
Grave, being serious in demeanor.
Hold on. Being what?
Serious.
In appearance and demeanor, right? So now, this aged man, you know how mature he is, or how old he is based on what? The fact that he is gray. He is serious. He takes what is he's doing serious. So if his life ain't a joke, guess what he ain't gonna do with yours? He gonna take yours just as serious. Now you know you're dealing with an elder. So when you call, what's going on with you is serious to him. So he didn't blow you off for the game, right? He didn't say, oh, brother, you know what, I had to call you back, man, because my boys is down. The Warriors is down 20 points. I got to watch this. Hey, that's not serious. That's a game, dude. But this person's life, this is serious. But we have elders. We got to this point because they took what they were doing that serious. When it's time to get on this street and do this work, they took it serious. When it was time to get in this class and get this teacher's word out, they took it serious. So that's something that needs to be developed. in a young man. How serious is he? Right? Read that again.
Titus chapter 2, verse 2. That the aged men be sober,
Read.
grave,
Go ahead.
temperate.
He what?
Temperate.
We know what tempered glass is, right? It has the ability to now not break under pressure. Under extreme warms or colds, this glass don't break. You can throw a rock into it. It just don't break that easy. But how tempered is your elder? Because however tempered your elder is, this is how tempered you're going to be. So if this man breaks under pressure, what will you do?
Break under pressure.
Because he never taught you how to now endure. But these are all the qualities that, as an elder, I'm supposed to be developing. Go ahead.
Sound in faith.
Sound in what?
Sound in faith.
You know what's Augustine? Now, a man that's sound in his faith, he don't always have to see it. You don't always have to be, I trust the Most High. So in every situation, I'm going to put my faith in the Father. I'm not quick to abandon what the Most High has been showing me, how the Most High has worked with me, how the Most High has blessed me. And if I've been all these years in the truth and I've watched what the Most High has done, I'm not going back to the world. I'm supposed to be stronger in my work because I've watched what the Father's done for me. You see what I'm saying?
God.
My feelings get hurt now, and all of a sudden now I done quit doing the work because my feelings got hurt. That's a man that ain't sound in his faith. Because all the scriptures tell me about the Most High telling me where good is, he was always present with me. I understand that. Endure hardness as a good soldier of the Father. I understand that. So my feelings ain't going to get hurt. So the fact that I'm not going to do this work. Or all of a sudden my health is starting to get affected. I don't have the strength that I used to have. That ain't going to weather me. That ain't going to stop me from continuing to go on. Because I've had examples of elders that got old. That couldn't do but sit in a chair. But that door would be open every day. Every time there was class, he was there to open the doors. And for brothers that have been in the truth for the last 20 years, know what I'm talking about. Because there are examples of brothers that were that way. They didn't get weak. Their faith never weathered. Some brothers stopped serving the Most High because Christ didn't come back in the year 2000. Man, y'all lied. I went back to church.
Wow.
I'm going to abandon the Bible. I'm going to put this down. And I'm going to give me a haircut, shave this beard off, and get me a degree. That man wasn't sound in his faith. You see what I'm saying? This is what the Most High, you have to look and see, how am I being developed? That's what I'm studying. Will this man quit? That's what I gotta ask myself. Day in, day out, I see this brother. Will he quit? Nah, he's tempered. Nah, he's sound. He ain't going nowhere. He believe. Everything he read, he believe it. Say, you believe it. I read this book. I've been reading the scriptures. I'm like, man, it's like the first time I read this. Listen, I'm using the same things I had before. 20-something years ago. This is what I had. Cool, I'm still using the same thing. But if I'm able to continue year in, year out, day in, day out, that's what you're judging. That man's faith is what has him continue. So before I judge his look, before I judge the way he speaks, I better judge the fact that, you know what, he's still there. That this man been in for 70 years, I want to know how. I'm trying to get a little bit of what you got so I know how to exist that long. What built your faith to get to the point that you would still keep going? His woman left, he kept going. His children, she took the kids, he kept going. No job, I keep going. That's what you got to figure out, because you have to, that has to be developed in you. Sound faith. The fact that you believe. You can put on fringes all day long and still don't believe.
That's right.
Let your hair and your beard grow as long as you want. Your headscarf, you can drag it to the ground. Still ain't gonna make your faith grow. The notebook can be full. You can highlight every page in this book, and it ain't gonna make a difference. Somebody's got to teach you how to develop your faith, and that's walking you through situations that you're going through, showing you in the book. Listen, this you going through this, but the Most High said in the scriptures, He gonna do this, and when He do it, see, I told you. Now hold on to that. So when the next situation comes up, I'm ready. Because I know it's a test from the Father. But I understand that now. That's how my faith is being developed. But you can't do that if there's somebody there to work with you. But we're supposed to be sound in faith. You understand?
God.
Read on. You can read down verse 9.
In charity.
In what?
In charity.
You mean somebody, listen, how much does he give? How much is he giving, not expecting back? How deep is his love for the nation, for the work? That's something that has to be developed. That spirit of giving has to be developed in you. Because somebody developed it in your elder. But these are the things that he have to pass on to you. I'm not just supposed to give you breakdowns. I'm supposed to give you charity. I'm supposed to develop your faith. I'm supposed to make you tempered. I'm supposed to make you serious about this work. That's what I'm supposed to be developing, right?
God.
Read on.
In patience.
In what?
Patience.
Can we wait on the Father? Because coming from the world, there is no patience. We're looking for instant gratification, instant results. But I don't put the work in every day and let the Father now bring it to me. But you know what I need? I need an elder that's going to keep telling me to wait. Be patient. I don't want to hear be patient now. Come on, brother, you got to be patient now. I don't want to be patient. I want it now. Everybody else getting it, well, I can't get it. I haven't got no rib. I want my family too. But like, you be patient, the Most High will bring it to you. What you mean? Why he got it? Why he got it and I ain't got it? But something you got, he won't. Everybody got something they don't. Everybody, there's something they lacking that they need. And they need the Most High to give it to them. But they have to be patient. But that's something that has to be developed in you. But these are the things we're running from. I don't want to be patient. I don't want to be charitable. I don't want that. I want to come get these breakdowns and I can go teach. But you don't even know what to give the next person. You know? After you show them who they are and how they're supposed to dress in the law, what else is supposed to be developed now? You're supposed to be developing this person's spirit. You're supposed to be developing this person's character. But the Most High said, these are the things I'm going to be looking for in this person. He's telling you what's supposed to be developed. So you understand, if I'm developing this, when Christ comes back, these are the things that were supposed to be in me. Not how good you memorize words in a book. I had all the breakdowns down. Now I do my Hebrew. I honor it every Saturday or every Sabbath day. No, you went to church. That's what you did. Not that I'm telling you not to honor the Sabbath. You're supposed to honor it. But there's more to this work. There's more to your development and growth. and that's the only thing you're doing, you have a lot of work to do. You see what I'm saying?
God.
That's like a person who needs to lose weight, and they say, man, I took the bread out of my diet. I don't eat bread no more. And I can't figure out why I'm losing no weight. Because until you get to a trainer, you're like, well, bread is not going to do it. Just do it. What about the cleansing? What about the rest of your diet? You took the bread out, but you got upped your sugar all the way up. How about the soda you got to leave alone? You know what I'm saying? How about the little nutty treats you eat? You can't have no bread and 14 Snickers and think that I'm going to lose weight. It don't work like that. So anyway, we understand the concept that there's more that's required for me to now accomplish my goal. So in the spirit, it's the exact same way. You have to allow these things to be developed in you, because these are the things that the Most High is looking for, requiring of all of us. Read on.
Verse 3. The aged women likewise,
Go ahead.
that they be in behavior as becometh holiness.
You know what? Moses is coming in thinking, I was just supposed to cover my head, put a dress on, and sit down and just wait for my man to tell me what to do. Never realized half the time I'm busy arguing with my husband, and there's something he's trying to develop in my spirit. Or I'm too busy not wanting to now lock in with the sisters over me, right? I don't want to listen to them, not realizing that there's things that they're supposed to be developing in my spirit. But the Most High is going to show you in the spirit what they have that you need. The different than aged man. This is what he has that you need. So when you came through the doors, the Most High didn't have you come through the doors just so you can come fill your notebook up. It was about something that man needed to give to, needed to add to your spirit. You were supposed to come and get that. So by being around him, this is what he's going to develop. Being around her, this is what she's going to develop. Because it was developed in them. Y'all understand?
God.
Read it again. The aged woman what?
The aged woman likewise, that they be in behavior as becometh holiness.
Go ahead.
Not false accusers.
Not what?
Not false accusers.
So if this woman's still gossiping, I'm ready to, I will now have a false accusation against somebody. That just shows my immaturity. That's all it is. I'm not going to sit and say, oh man, that sister's wicked. That brother's wicked. No, that brother's young. That sister's young. They still haven't been developed in this area. You see what I'm saying?
God.
That's that immaturity. I don't care what time and age in, this is the thing that they wouldn't let someone develop in them. So I still got this bad habit because no one ever redirected me, right? Developed me so that I'm not this way. Go ahead.
Not given to much wine.
Not easily influenced. Not emotional. Go ahead.
Teachers of good things.
Teaching what?
Teachers of good things.
They have a good example. They always set a good example. But if I'm not that example, that's because there's a lack of development. If I'm not clear-minded, unemotional, it's because there's a lack of development in me. So the Most High got me going through these things, got me with someone that's supposed to help me develop these things in my spirit, these qualities, better word, in my spirit. This is supposed to be the character. These are all the things that develop your character, who you are in the eyes of the Father. You know what I'm saying?
God.
That's what I'm supposed to be allowing someone to develop. Develop me in how the Father is going to see me. So we're reading what the Father's looking for in your character as a person, as a righteous man or a righteous woman. These are the things that he's going to be looking at. Like what color fringes you had on, or how hard you look when you studded up that whole shirt. I put a stud on every inch of my garment. Good. You just look very sparkly. You really accomplished the flicking. You really got down and you look good. I'm not taking it from you. You look very shiny. I'm not going to take that from you. But that's not what the Most High is going to be judging. That's not a part of your character. He's going to say, wow, you know what? You're a very righteous man because you put 100 studs in your shirt. Well, you got, how you get 16-inch fringes? You flapping all over the place. Your fringes is long enough to actually write the law on the fringe. The Most High looking at that? Yes, he is looking at it to see that you did it. But is that a part of your character? What about the rest of you? How faithful are you, man? You dedicated to making a garment. Why are you still smoking? You know what I'm saying? You dedicated to making the garment, but you can't. What's with your rib, man? You can't get it in order. You're dedicated to the garment, but look at your unity, man. All these things are going to be judged. Character flaws. So you're developing your character. I'm trying to present myself as a righteous man or a righteous woman in the eyes of the Father. So if I'm doing that, then I got to work on, and I got to allow these things to be developed in me. You understand? Where we at?
Titus chapter 2 verse 4.
That
they may teach the young women to be sober.
Teach them how to be what?
Sober.
So that's something that has to be, so I like it. Because you got a whole lot of women in the mind frame that all I got to do is be submissive to my husband. I'm yet, and maybe it's a new thing in Israel, but I don't think a brother can teach a woman how to put on a dress. Personally, I ain't never wore a dress. So I couldn't tell you how it's supposed to look. You see what I'm saying? Conduct, in all of it. I can't teach you how to be that woman. Another woman has to teach you how to be a righteous woman. Because the things that she is working on, the things that she's going to be working on in herself, or she was going through, she went through the situation, got through it for you.
That's right. So
now I can help you get through this. So when your husband is being unreasonable, and your solution to the thing is, I should leave him and get another one. You're immature. So what you need is an aged woman to tell you what? No, that's not how you do it. This is how you do it. I don't want to hear this is how you do it. I don't want to hear that. And this is the Most High is trying to show us. This is when it's the right way of doing things. The right way is letting someone show you how to do it. That's always the right way. First time you work on a car, gotta do the brakes. They don't seem like it's that serious. When you take the tire off, you're like, man, I'm good, man. I'm just gonna pull this off. I'm gonna loosen these bolts, pull it off, and then I'm gonna put it back on there. And I forgot the spring. I bought the little clip and hold it out. I forgot to push the calipers together. Only reason I know that, because another mechanic did what? Walk me through all of that. That's what it requires. You don't learn nothing in life on your own. But that's what we're trying to do in the truth. I'm trying to learn it on my own. And not allow someone to develop these things in me so now I can go out here and do it when I need to do it on my own. Or I can pass it on to the next brother or sister. That's what it's about. Read on.
I'm sorry. To love their husbands.
To do what?
To love their husbands.
Ain't that something that should just be natural? No, when this man is getting on my nerves, I need other sisters show me how to continue to love him. When he not spending time with me, I gotta still continue doing what? Loving him. But I need someone to show me how to get through these things in a relationship. No different if it's the man dealing with his woman. I need an elder brother with that experience showing me how to now get through what I'm going through in a relationship. Man, she don't respect me. I figured from the world, I just keep punching her in the face, she'll learn to respect me. No, you just punched her way into jail, and she still left. She went to another man that didn't punch her. You lost a good woman. When you could have used wisdom. You could have used the scriptures. There are a lot of things that you could have done that you didn't do because you didn't know how to do it. I, for some reason, cannot hold on to a job. I need someone to analyze what I'm doing and the reason why I'm not successful holding on to a job. Maybe it could be the fact that I don't leave the house early enough to get to work on time. Could be that. Man, I get up and get on the bus. What bus are you taking? Maybe I need somebody to walk me through this. This is new to me. You never know what you need. But my pride can't be in the way where I'm not going to allow someone to develop these things in me. Because this is what the Most High requires. This is the way it's done. Read on out.
To love their children.
Read.
Verse 5. To be discreet, chaste, keepers at home.
Wow.
Good.
All these qualities have to be developed in me. But who did the Most High or the scriptures say was going to be developing these things in me? That aged sister, that aged woman, that woman that had allowed someone to develop those things in her. Now I'm qualified to develop these things in the next generation of sisters that come in. So if I don't go through it, can I put myself in that category of an elder? No, you can't. That don't mean you ain't older. I can say I'm older, but I can't say I'm your elder or the person you're supposed to follow. Because if I didn't learn it, then I'm still learning. If it wasn't developed in me, then I still need to allow these things to be developed. I love one thing about this truth. Christ ain't came back in. So no matter how old you are, if Christ ain't came back in, do you still have time to allow these things to be developed? We do. Our problem is, do I have enough humility to allow someone to develop it in me? Those are half our demons. My pride jumps up, and now, and the most I always use somebody that's younger than you. Somebody that for you ain't experienced what I've experienced. You ain't did what I did. You ain't traveled where I've traveled. You ain't lived the life I lived. You're right. They ain't did none of that. Because what they tried to develop in you don't require any of it. To be a keeper at home, all your traveling, you still ain't learned to do what? Be home. So a person that was home is going to help develop that in you. A good parent. If you didn't raise your children properly, guess what you still got to do? Allow someone to teach it to me. Can't get around it. You can't get around it, right? It still has to be done the right way. And I start to be humble enough to let someone show me how to do it the right way. That's what we're reading about. So everything that was listed, have you learned to do it the right way? And if I'm not doing it the right way, then I need an elder to do what? Teach me how to do it the right way. That's what it's been about. That's when I know that spirit of humility is on me. Because what's more important to me than anything is learning to do it the right way. So that my spirit, my character is right with the Father. Now I'm at peace with it. Because I am becoming the person that he respects. Y'all understand?
Con.
Finish it. What verse you at?
Verse 5.
Go ahead, you read verse 9, right?
Con. To be discreet,
Uh-huh.
chaste, keepers at home,
Go ahead.
good,
Read.
obedient to their husbands.
Obedient to who?
To their husbands.
I thought once you got married that you just naturally were obedient. That's why you keep having so many single sisters. Ain't nobody ever taught me to be obedient. Because sometimes it's hard to do it when you don't want to do it. When I don't agree with you, it's hard to be obedient when I don't agree. When I don't see it, it's hard to be obedient. How you said it to me, it's hard to be obedient. But that didn't say for women. Men are that way too.
Con.
How this brother, the way he talk, he's harsh when he talk. Somebody needs to show me how to overlook that and do what? Still be obedient. He don't be trying to understand what I'm going through. You're right, he ain't. But somebody has to teach me how to still be obedient in this situation. Even when I don't see it, somebody still has to still show me how to be obedient in this situation. That's something that's learned. You're not just going to be obedient. You're just not going to stay home. You're just not going to love your husband or vice versa, love your wife because you read it. I wish it was that easy. It doesn't work that way. It has to be developed in your spirit. All these things need to be developed in your spirit. But if you can understand it now, you can understand why this elder is so important. Finish it.
That the word of God.
That the what?
That the word of God.
That the what?
The word of God.
So that the word of God what?
Be not blasphemed.
Wow. So I'm making this truth, I'm making this Bible a filthy act. My lack of development makes this truth something filthy. That's where the confusion is. It ain't the Bible, because the scripture's sound. My lack of following it is what's caused that spirit of confusion. My not investing into letting these things be developed in my spirit, this is where that spirit of confusion is coming from. Read on.
Verse 6. Young men, likewise, exhort to be
They're
sober-minded.
supposed to work to be what?
Sober-minded.
He said, I'm begging you. I'm commanding you to be sober-minded. But you only get that way because you allow that elder man to do what? Help you think clearly. Read.
Verse 7. In all things, showing thyself a pattern of good works.
Showing themselves what?
A pattern of good works.
I need someone to develop that. How will I know what's good or not good? I'm a young man. If I don't know what's good or bad, I need someone to teach me. Help me develop a pattern of good works. That means somebody kept correcting me. So my pattern is now of good works. But if I'm alone, there's no one to develop that. I don't know how we missed this. That's where all this confusion is coming from. That's what it's always somebody else that know what you're supposed to do will stop and say, brother, what are you doing? oh, you know what, man, this is what's going on. If you was in the body, someone could develop you so that there would be a pattern of good works. But being alone, there's no way to develop to make sure there is a pattern of good works. But you need it. We all do. You did that was pleasing to the Most High. You did this, that was pleasing to the Most High. You carried yourself this way, that was pleasing to the Most High. I need someone to help me develop this pattern of good works. Go ahead.
In doctrine, showing uncorruptness.
Showing what?
Uncorruptness.
Using this book to show me how not to defile myself. Using this book, somebody showed me how to not destroy myself. That's all corrupt is, right?
Gone.
So I used the book, and somebody went in this book and showed you, hold on, sis, don't do that. That's going to defile you. That's going to destroy your relationship with the Father. That's going to spoil your spirit. No, brother, don't do that, huh? Because that's going to stain your name. But every brother and sister needs that so that I can walk down that road that makes me look good in the eyes of the Father. You know what I'm saying?
Gone.
Read on.
Brevity. Sincerity.
Go ahead.
Verse 8. Sound speech that cannot be condemned.
Jump to verse 9.
Verse 9. Exhort servants to be obedient to their own masters.
Read it again.
Exhort servants.
This is a commandment. This is the orders. This is this is what I'm begging you, pleading you to do. Become what?
Obedient to their own masters.
Why they call it a master? This person went through it. They mastered this. Now this is the person that's supposed to help you master it. That's what a master is. He became good at it to now help you become good at it. So I'm begging you to do what? Be obedient to that person so they can help you develop this in your spirit. They've already mastered it. Now it's time for you to master it. When you watch them flipping through this book, the law on this, the knowledge of this, the lifestyle, everything else, I'm learning to master this. Now it's time for you to be obedient to me or to whoever your elder is so that you can do what? Master it. Because once you master it, now what? It's time for you to help someone else master this. That's just how it gets down to be. This is the way it was set up. This is the way things are done. Finish it.
And to please them well in all things.
And to please them what?
Well in all things.
But we in this mind frame, I don't need to follow no man. I ain't following man. You're right. You ain't learning that neither. There's still, you're right. You are not following men, but nothing being developed in your spirit. So when Christ come back, there's a lot that you're going to lack. When you got to stand before the Father, there's a lot that you're going to lack. Because all the brothers of the Bible, every great man in this book followed someone. Elisha followed Elijah, right?
Come.
Joshua followed Moses. The apostles followed Christ. How are you exempt? You a dummy, man. You slow. If you thought your development wasn't supposed to come from another man or another woman, because this is how this person was, this is how you were supposed to be developed. This is sound doctrine. What you following is foolishness. No one grows that way. This is the way we grow. There's not a person in this truth. Every elder that you see, every great man that you watch, I don't care if it's ISBHPK, I don't care if it's IUIC, I don't care who the group is. GOCC, GMS, I don't care who the group is. That man that you're not following, guess what he did? That's the only way he became great. He didn't learn it on his own. Don't work that way. You have to allow someone and be humble enough to let someone develop these things in your spirit. What I love about this truth, it got so big, can't one man develop it all. I can't develop everybody. I don't want to develop everybody. I ain't not. I want to have some time too. I got children to raise. The most of the harvest is plentiful, the labors are few. There's a lot of men. If the Most High blessed with that wisdom and that wisdom was given to them, they need to share it. Keep giving it. That's what they're trying to do anyway. That's why you can click on the show and the brother's trying to give you something. That was the sole reason of giving it to you, so that you can grow. Now, when you got it, your obligation is to pass it on to the next brother and sister. You're supposed to be working to develop these characteristics in them, these qualities in them. Now, if somebody helped you work on your pattern of good works, your job is to help them work on their pattern of good works. You understand? Where we at?
You want the last part of verse 9?
Yeah, last part of verse 9.
Not answering again. That's it. That's it.
So showing you this is what this is about, man. This is really about the fact that I'm allowing myself to develop and to grow, right? Now, from there, I want you to go to 1 Corinthians. No, I'm sorry. Yeah, 1 Corinthians chapter 11, read verse 1 and 2. All right? We go a little faster, but have another brother get Romans chapter 13 and verse 1 and 2. All right?
1 Corinthians chapter 11 and verse 1.
Go ahead.
Be ye followers of me.
Read that again.
Be ye followers of me.
Wow. This is Paul speaking. Even Paul told this. We read this scripture. Paul said, "Be ye followers of me." Go ahead.
Even as I also am of Christ.
You gotta be a fool to think you ain't gotta follow no man. The clothes you wear, the fringes you wear. Did you see Christ with those fringes on?
God.
No. You know what you saw? A man. You saw another brother with those fringes on.
God.
And when he went to the scriptures and said, this is how you're supposed to dress. You went and did what? Sewed them fringes on. You ain't yet seen the Most High in Christ with their beard on. You see another brother with his beard. Then he went to the scriptures and showed you. This is how you're supposed to wear a man's supposed to wear his beard. Everything has been that way. When you saw him sit down to eat his food, he said, "Now, brother, well, you don't like pepperoni? You know what I'm saying? Because most of us in the cafeterias eat some pizza. Or you was just about to get into this ham sandwich. You're like, no, I don't eat that. But you Muslim? No, man, I'm an Israelite, man. And I went and showed you in the Bible why this ain't on my plate. When you went over, you had the job, and you said, "Merry Christmas." He looked at you, he was crazy. Yeah, but happy Hanukkah, man. He like, yeah, what's going on with you, man? You doing? What's up with you? Then you finally break down and say, "Well, what's going on with you, man? Why you anti everything? Why you so different? I want to know why you different." Every other brother got his hair cut, he cleaned up. Friday night he going out. You don't never go. Every time I ask you to go out on me on Friday, you don't go. What's going on? Every time it's lunch break, you sit in and you reading the Bible. What's going on? But it was him that you were following that caught your interest. Because you ain't never read this. It was her. It was so you see the job, she had her head covered. That's the first question. That's not normal job.
It's not normal uniform.
Yeah, that's not the uniform, man. That's not the acquired dress code at the job. But you got this head cover on your head. Where every time we come, it's casual Friday, and you in the dress. Then you start putting these little tassel things on the bottom of your dress. What's up with that? I almost started asking questions, but it wasn't the fact that they read this. It's what they saw. It's what we saw. This trip, when I came into the truth, that's how I came in now. Every club I was going to, I would see a brother at the door. There's two brothers. I come from a small town, right? Two brothers, and all they kept doing, I'm young, I ain't know nothing about the truth. I just know it's these brothers that would be at the door, passing out papers at every club I went to. I had a suit on. They got on these clothes. I'm like, what's going on, man? They there. So I finally looked at the paper, read it, and went over and talked to them. Invited me to the house, and that's when the book opened up. But just giving me little bits and pieces. Color, you know what I'm saying, why I'm in the condition I'm in, things like that. I didn't know nothing else. I started seeing how they was rolling and started patterning myself based off of the things that I was seeing, right? And then they started showing me why they dressed the way they dressed, why they ate what they ate, what they honored, how they lived their lives, and why? Because this book said it, right? Cool. It was my job to do the same thing now, because people that followed me didn't follow because I'm walking around reading the scriptures. It was how I carried myself.
That's right.
And that's why our conduct is so important. We are the example to our. That's why smoking. Guess what I just said? It's okay to smoke. You know, when they see me to follow myself on the Sabbath day, guess what I just said?
It's okay.
Because that's what Paul's speaking here. Paul said, "Be ye followers of me, even as I'm a follower of Christ." This is about following. So as an elder, I'd be a fool to think nobody was following me. And as a young man, I'm a fool thinking I don't need to follow nobody. That's the only way you learn it is by following. That's why you lack. Because you're not following anyone. Not allowing someone to now do things and then show me why they're doing it. But then until later on in my life, because I'm not a person that likes to follow. I didn't say that. Please, you got on the job. And the way you learned your job is because you follow. Because ain't nobody on the job got a manual to tell you how to do the job. Not one. If you work for UPS, they made you ride with somebody and they showed you what to do. If you a nurse, you didn't learn nursing just in school. They put you with somebody, they put you with another nurse, and she showed you what to do here. The schoolmate showed you how to, change the bedpan, how to turn this person over, how to check for airway or whatever it may be. But everything else that you needed to learn that job, you learned from someone that was there. All the tricks, all the shortcuts. If you was a mechanic, if you was a carpenter, I don't care what you'd be a plumber, you still made you work under somebody. Get you a job at 7-Eleven as a clerk, and guess what you still gonna do? You're gonna still work with somebody that can show you how to run the store. So how is it that I come to the world and I know that everything I learned in this world, I needed to learn it from somebody showing me. But I come into the truth and now ain't nobody show me. That don't make no sense. This is about following. Right?
Done.
From there, real quick. Go to Galatians chapter 4. I had you hold Romans, right? Your whole Romans. Galatians chapter 4 and read verse 1 through 3.
Galatians chapter 4, verse 1.
Uh-huh.
Now I say that the heir.
That the what?
That the heir.
You You are the leader. You the prince. You are supposed to be kings and queens, princesses, prince and princess. That's who you are. You are the heir to the throne. We are going to lead our people. But right now, as long as you're a child in the spirit, and that I'm just learning this. So if I just came through these doors, if I just turned on a show, you are a child in the spirit. He said, but an heir, go ahead.
As long as he is a child.
A what?
A child.
That's what you are. In the spirit, I'm a child. I'm still on milk. I don't have the ability to handle anything. How do I'm still a child? Because when things get hard, guess what I do? I run. Where I'm looking, I got to do some counsel, man. I need answers because you're still a child. You're still on milk. I don't have the solution to get myself out of this situation because I'm still a child. That's to let me know that I'm still a child. That's what our children do. Let your child go in there and start talking mess to somebody bigger than them. What do they end up doing? Coming to find you to protect them. But that's what we do in the spirit. Because I get out here and mess up this world, and the spirits that are bigger than me get to whooping me up. I do what? I come right on back in them doors. All right, brother, come on now. I don't know what's going on. I do you getting your butt whooped. Spiritually, you getting your butt whooped. This is the most I let you know how much of a child you really are. And that you still needed development. That's what this is about. But that child, that heir, as long as he is a child, go ahead.
Differeth nothing from a servant.
Read on.
Though he be Lord of all.
You have a great calling. But right now, in your present condition, you are a child. You're still lacking development. So with that lack of development, I need someone to help develop these things in me so I am ready to rule. I'm ready to lead because these qualities have been developed. But if they haven't been developed, then I'm still that child. But it's dangerous falling a child. Because now all the spirits that come and you can't handle it, but now you got this person's life in your hands, but you can't handle it because I'm still a child. And I know if there ain't a tutor, if ain't nobody developing you, automatically that tells me what condition you in. Spiritually, you're still a child. Where's your tutor and your governor? Who set you loose? Who developed you and then put you out there to now lead? You're a child. Read on.
Verse 2. But is under tutors and governors.
You under what?
Tutors and governors.
So if you don't have no tutors, a tutor is someone who's there with you day to day. A governor is somebody who gave you the right direction. I put you in your direction and I put somebody with you to make sure that you accomplish, that you go down the road the right way. But if you lack that, that's how I know you're still a child. Ain't nobody developed it. Ain't nobody developed you the right way. I know you lack because there's only one way to get things. This is where we learn. This is where everyone learns. Someone developed it in me. There's not anyone else that came up differently. Every brother, every elder you know in this truth, someone took him by the hand and developed him. Every breakdown he got it because somebody gave it to him. Everything he understood about the Bible is based on the fact that someone developed his understanding of the Bible. And if he tell you different, he's a lie. This is how we got it. My whole conduct was based on the fact that my elder developed it. So how can you learn it differently? So we're not talking about a man getting breakdowns. What good is the breakdown when the Most High is judging you based on how many breakdowns you got? This truth is about your conduct, how you carry yourself as a righteous man. Your pattern of good works. That's why we were supposed to be following. You have to be around to even follow anyone. I don't always have to understand. This was about what I understood. This is about following. You'll understand after you follow. Why you do it that way? Just watch and you'll see. I can't explain it to you. I know when we get here, you're going to understand. That's crazy. When you get a chance, when you read the story in Tobit, you read about Tobias, and you read about him with the angel, and he had to grab this fish. He had to go do this over here. He had to go this way. The whole time, he was just doing it. Never really understanding what it was for. He grabbed the fish. The fish was used for one thing, but he was told to keep the guts. But the guts, at the end of the whole story, or the eggs or whatever, it was something that the Most High, when the angel told him to hold on to, right. But that ended up being that. Carrying this fish. This seems stupid. But I never would have understood what it was for. The power of following. Because you don't know what you need. You see what I'm saying?
Come on.
You don't know going down your road what was being developed that you even needed or didn't need it. Because you were being developed. That's what faith is about. You don't know what you need till you need it. How can you know what you need if you don't even know the hell you're going? You see what I'm saying?
God.
You don't know what the Most High is going to bring to you. So if you don't know what He's going to bring to you, then you don't know what you really need or don't need. That's what your job was, to follow. That's what we're reading about. Read on.
Until the time appointed of the Father.
Until when?
Until the time appointed of the Father.
That means your following is supposed to stop when the Most High says it stops. So how do you now dictate when you ain't got to follow? There's some brothers ain't even following. They doing their own thing. Who appointed you? You didn't get appointed because you was eloquent in the way you talk or the way you broke things down. You don't know what you need to learn. You got to go down this road to allow yourself to be developed. But the beauty of it is the Most High know when I get you here, this point in your life, I've given you everything you need now to go on and lead now. Right. To go on and be that great man.
Yes.
But while you fighting and trying to do it your way, there's a lot less that you learning. So when you get here, and yes, we all get to that point. But you get there lacking. Because you didn't understand. You didn't understand what the Most High was doing. You have to allow yourself to be developed. You have to walk in faith. That's what the scriptures say. The just, they walk by faith. This is what faith is. I don't have to understand it. I just got to go down this road and allow myself to be developed. But if I trust the Father, I trust He's guiding me the right direction. Y'all understand?
Come.
Where we at, brother?
You want verse 3?
Did you finish 3?
No, I was at the end of 2.
Finish 3.
Galatians chapter 4, verse 3. Even so we, when we were children, were in bondage.
We was where?
In bondage.
Go ahead.
Under the elements of the world.
Wow. So what is this tutoring governor doing? This elder brother or sister is doing what? Trying to help bring you out of bondage. Trying to break this control that the world got on you. I'm trying to make you different. I'm trying to make you become that person that's pleasing to the Father. But the whole time you fighting, that's the world in you. Because it still got control over you. You still trying to be that worldly woman. You still trying to be that worldly man. Because that's what you know. And that's what's got control over you. Jump down to verse 8.
Verse 8. Howbeit then, when ye know not God.
Read it again.
Howbeit then, when ye knew not God.
He said, how is it when you didn't know them, Father? You didn't know the book. You didn't know nothing about righteousness. Hey, you just found out your nationality. You learned 4 Hebrew words. You got a few breakdowns, now you're on some deep level. You still don't know the Father. But how is it that when you didn't know God, read?
Ye did service unto them by nature are no gods.
And you did. You was in the world the best servant. When you was in the military, you was the best soldier. You've been on your job for the last 20 years. Why? Because you do what you're told to do. How is it you can be in order in the world, but now I can't show the Most High the same respect?
Wow.
You see what I'm saying? But you didn't know. I can't be in order with the Father, but I had no problem being in order with men. Because you know what? That's that slave mentality. That's the one thing black folks, Hispanic folks is good for doing. We good at being slaves. You know what I'm saying? We know how to do what we told to do. We have no problem when it comes to that. But now, when it's time for us to come back and follow the Father, I don't know how to do that. That's not the way I was raised. Finish it. Read on.
Verse 9.
That's it.
Come.
Go ahead, read 9.
But now, after that ye have known God.
But now that you've what?
Ye have known God.
You know his name. Go ahead.
Or rather are known of God.
He said, even now you done got the Father's attention. Because when he was allowed you to get your nationality, wake you up to this truth, that means you got the Father's attention. Like Job, right?
Come.
He said, he told Satan, so Satan, have you considered my servant Job? Job got the Father's attention.
Yeah.
So now that you got this truth, that you don't put your head cover on, you let your beard grow out, you don't put these fringes on, you done got the Father's attention. Hold that real quick, we're gonna read this, we're gonna read that. In the back, give me, it's in the Apocrypha, Ecclesiastes, chapter 2. Yeah. Apocrypha, 1, down to verse 3. You got it? It's on page 71 in the Apocrypha. Right? But read that real quick, because it's going to help this point.
Okay.
How am I known of the Father? That's the point we finna go and show. Read that. Who got it? You got it? Read it out.
Ecclesiastes chapter 2 and verse 1.
Go ahead.
My son, if thou come to serve the Lord,
Read on.
prepare thy soul for temptation.
He said you had to prepare your soul for what?
Temptation.
So it's showing you the Most High is going to put you through these things because now you've come to serve Him. You got my attention now. Okay, I see you. Now I want to see what you're going to do. Oh, you done came to the doors. Okay, you don't let your hair grow. Oh, you put the fringes on? All right. You done got my attention. Let me see what you're going to do. You got the salute? I'm strong, okay? All right. Salute is strong. You know, brothers, you are praying to the Most High, man. You're out, man. I'm just so thankful I got this truth, man. Now the Most High, you got my attention. You calling on me, okay, cool. Let me see what you gonna do. When you come to serve me, prepare your spirit to be what?
For temptation.
That means prepare your spirit to be tested. Read.
Set thy heart aright.
You better get your mind right. He said, get your mind right. That sound like, listen, that sound like them old thug niggas on the street, right? Oh, you legit? Are you ready to get with this? All right, man, listen, you better get your mind right. This is grown man business. You know that, right? Y'all know this is grown man business, right? That's what this truth is about. Now, this is grown man business. You ready? You ready to get in this spiritual game? All right, listen, get your mind right. He said, set your heart right and do what?
And constantly endure.
He said, you got to keep going. You got to finish this now. Get your mind right to finish this. This grown man business, y'all understand that, right?
Yeah.
These spirits is coming, huh? This is a spiritual battle. You finna be taken to places you ain't been taken before. You finna get tested in things you ain't been tested before. He said, get your mind right and finish. Go ahead.
And make not haste in time of trouble.
He said, you can't run when it get hot, but it's gonna get hot because you got the Father's attention.
Right.
Now you understand why he keep telling you need a tutor. You finna get taken places spiritually you ain't never been before. I'm gonna tell you what, I'm gonna give you one small advice. Don't go by yourself. You can't read your way out of this. Because the understanding you need, you just ain't gonna be able to just stumble up on it. You're gonna lose your mind without no help. That's what this is about. This is spiritual, it's a spiritual battle. The scripture said we wrestle not against flesh and blood. See, all the battles you've been going through, it's been physical. You've been able to see them. You've been able to maneuver your way through this world because you can see it. How you gonna fight what you can't see? How you gonna prepare for what you can't see coming? Like being that fight, when you see the guy in front of you, you good. How you see that punch that you can't see? That's the time we get knocked out. It's always that cat that sucker punched you. Like, oh, that nigga, he done jumped me. There's 6 or 7 of them. Every punch I got hit with was without the one I didn't see. Because I can cover up, at least from this one. If you're bigger than me, maybe I slip away. Dip and done. I don't know how to do this. I know how to dodge the one in front of me. Nobody showed me how to have eyes behind my back. I don't know how to do that. So guess what that other person's for?
To keep you up when you fall.
That's it, man. And then I can show you how to get through this. Now I got your back. Because I can show you now how to prepare for whatever's coming for you. Every situation you're coming into, I'm showing you how to get ready for it. And then how to endure through it. But when you roll in the spirit like you don't need nobody, then you want this boat whipping on your own. Because you in a battle. You finna be tested. But you know what's crazy? You in the test, but you don't know what the test is. Right? You just came in. You just said you want it. I don't even know what I agreed to.
Right.
Maybe we should have read the whole book first. Brothers and sisters, before you put them fringes on, read the book.
Cover to cover.
Yeah, before you let the hair grow, before you put that headband on, read the book. So at least you know what you're getting into. But it don't work that way. We jumped in. That fella was there like, oh man, this trip is deep. I'm ready to serve the Most High. All right, good. Because you said that. Because you walked through the door. You ready to serve me? All right, good. Let's go. Let's walk down this road.
Right.
I gave you what you need, but you're running from what I gave you. I gave you somebody to help you down this road. Half the time we busy pushing away the person the Most High gave to help you down this road. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's why he said, but you have to endure. You got to not, when it gets hot, don't run. But if I got somebody to help me, there's no need to run. You understand?
Come.
You let that go. I finished what verse you at?
Galatians chapter 4, verse 9, second precept.
Uh-huh.
Again, to the weak and beggarly elements.
That's what you're running back to. The time of trouble, what am I running back to?
Weak and beggarly
I'm
elements.
going right back to the same weakness I was in the world. Because you know the truth of it was, I wasn't ready. And that's what we keep watching. As long as we keep watching all these unprepared brothers and sisters, and when it gets hot, what do I go back to? The world. Because you weren't prepared. And you didn't allow someone to prepare you. That's what this truth is about. Preparation, development, spiritually. Having somebody work me, help me get through all the things all the obstacles that I come into in my life. Here's the book. Okay, now I'm gonna go with this. But somebody's got to show me how to use this in every new battle I'm in. I got a child. Okay, now how do I use this with the child? I got a new woman. How do I use this with this woman? You know? I got new enemies. How do I use this to deal with this situation? I'm using it in that mindset because I don't know what the battle is going to be. I can't predict your battle no different than I could predict mine. You see what I'm saying?
Come.
None of us have that power. The one thing the Most High gave you was somebody to help you through it. But if you run from what the Most High gave you, you're never going to make it through what you're supposed to go through. You understand?
Come.
Let that go. Give me Ecclesiastes in the Apocrypha, right? Now I want you to read chapter 51. You're going to read verse, you're going to start at verse, you read verse 23. It's Ecclesiastes chapter 51. Ecclesiastes chapter 51. Y'all got it? And I'll read that. It's verse 23, I said, right? Yeah, read it. If you ain't, you know, if it's a new apocrypha and you're not really familiar with the book, this is on page 102. All right? It's on page 102. Read that.
Ecclesiasticus chapter 51, verse 23.
Go ahead.
Draw near unto me.
Read it again.
Draw near unto me,
Go ahead.
ye unlearned.
So I'm supposed to be getting closer to the Most High, closer to the Word, closer to the brothers. He said, draw near unto me. Stop running to what you're doing. Don't go into the world. You're supposed to be closer to me. He said, draw near unto me. Go ahead.
And dwell in the house of learning.
And dwell where?
In the house of
I'm
learning.
going to the club.
In the house of learning.
Now I'm going back to church.
In the house of learning.
Now, you know what? Let me go back to school.
In the house of learning.
See, if I'm trying to understand the Father, I had to come to the place where they're teaching about the Father. Getting a new job ain't going to help you through this no more. They're going to help you through the spiritual battle. Going to the club and picking a drink up or a joint or a cigarette, that is not going to help you in the spiritual battle. You cloud your mind all you want. Because when it wake back up, you're going to still be in this spiritual battle. It don't go nowhere like that. But
down the shoulder.
that's He's I'm showing you, you have to come to class. Read that again.
Draw near unto me,
Go ahead.
ye unlearned,
Uh-huh.
and dwell in the house of learning.
Read on.
Wherefore are ye
You
slow?
said, why are you slow? Development. On your own. As I fight, but you slow. Going through this for a long time.
Of these things, seeing your souls are very thirsty.
They're very what?
Very thirsty.
Now you can understand why your spirit lacks so much. Why are you so thirsty? Why are you lacking in the place?
Mouth and said, buy her for yourselves without money.
He said, I've been trying to tell you to do what? Go get it. Get this knowledge. It ain't even cost you nothing. Ain't nobody charged me. Should be charging at the door. This truth is free. We ain't even charging. Stop going to the street and arguing. Sit and listen, because it's free. You ain't got to agree. You got to let it help you. Even the white man. Even when we take the white man's medicine, we don't agree. It shouldn't even taste good. I just understand what? Doctor says it's going to work, so man, I'm just going to believe, have a little faith. And I'm going to take this Xanax. I'm going to take this, and I know they medicine got about 19 side effects. But it's going to cure the one thing I got. But we take it because we believe. I won't receive this knowledge to help me because I don't believe. But the Most High is like, this is why you're slow. You won't come to the place that's going to give you what you need to heal your spirit. That's why your spirit is thirsty, because you won't come to the place to heal your spirit. Read on.
Put your neck under the yoke.
You got to come and do what?
Put your neck under the yoke.
I got to now submit myself to the program. I got to now go ahead and submit to whatever they're asking me to do. I'm going to come lock myself down in this. I'm going to come, this is where I'm going to be held captive at. I'm here. Allow my spirit to develop. I got to give myself to this. I got to lock myself down here so I can allow it to work. Read on.
And let your soul.
And let your what?
And let your soul.
Let my spirit do what?
Receive instruction.
Let my spirit do what?
Receive instruction.
So when you come to class, this book is talking to what? It's talking to your spirit. You keep going off what you think you need. The brother teaching you, he going off what your spirit need. I'm looking at what you lacking spiritually. That's what this is about. What flaws are in your character that the Most High won't receive this spirit if this is here? That's what that man is looking at, or that elder is going to be looking at. But I got to come to the hospital. I got to come to the place where I can allow someone to see my spirit and give it what it lacks. But I'm at home trying to find a new class. I'm surfing the web. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, man, I'm trying to find, man, I done been on the brothers' classes, but they going on the same thing, right? They going on the same thing. You gonna do color again? How many times can you flip a color class? You know why the class day changes? Because the class changed in class. You just ain't got there yet. All that your spirit's gonna get, they gave you what you needed to get you to come through the doors. Now for your spirit to now be fed, you gotta come to the place and let them feed you. But I gotta see what your spirit is lacking. I can't feed you from the internet. I gave you general information so that you'll do what? Go to the place to get your help. If from what you saw on a website or what you saw on a YouTube class made you put a headband on your head, grow your hair out, and put some fringes on, that shows me one thing. Okay, you're listening to what I'm saying. But if you want your spirit fed, you got to do what? You got to get up and go to that place of learning. That's what the scriptures say. So I couldn't have put that in there, man. That's why you're so behind. Because you won't get up and go to the place where you're supposed to receive the learning so your spirit can be fed. That's what the Bible says. You understand?
God.
Read on. Tell me where you at.
Ecclesiastes chapter 51, verse 26, last precept.
Go ahead.
She is hard at hand to find.
Go ahead.
Verse 27. Behold with your eyes how that I have had but little labor,
Read on.
and have gotten unto me much rest.
But that's why you don't see it. See, everybody in class, as your spirit's getting fed, you more at peace. You talk to people all day long, this Israelites say, oh man, I'm just tired of being alone. Man, I'm just so happy to see some other Israelites. We don't say the same thing. Why? Because I'm sitting in class. I'm sitting there spiritually getting fat. I'm wondering what you doing. What you waiting on? This is quick. Now let me come in and I can be at peace real quick. I can get my spirit fed quickly. Say they're sitting out here in the world just spiritually starving. You understand? Read on.
Verse 28. Get learning with a great sum of money.
Read it again.
Get learning with a great sum of money.
He said, get learning with a great sum of money. I mean, you get learning. You don't come in here and learn, but you'll get blessed also. There's a reason why the Most High wanted you to come and get your spirit fed. As the closer I get to the Father, the more I get in order with the Father. That's where the Most High started to bless me. I'm coming out of the condition that I was in before. But I'm in that condition because I choose to stay out in the world. Let me come in here and change, and I can watch the Father start blessing me. A blessing don't always come in the fact of the things I got. Having a peace of mind is a blessing.
Mm-hmm.
Having that thought in your mind that, wow, you know what? I know I'm right. I know I'm right with the Father. As long as I'm doing this, man, I'm home. Because I know the Most High now, I feel like I'm at the right place and point in my life. I know He with me. I ain't guessing. But the whole time, I knew I was living in sin. I knew I wasn't with the Father. You know what I'm saying? I'm out here doing. I don't went to church. I stopped going to church because they just called me a sinner. God, I understand. I'm a sinner, man. I know I'm trying. But as I started learning this book, and the more people showed me in the Bible, now I know I'm at peace. Man, that's a blessing in itself. That's the greatest blessing. It's the fact that now when I know when Christ come back, at least I got a shot. I ain't perfect, but at least I got a shot. I ain't coming from the world. When I was in the world, I didn't have that. Because I didn't know if I was right or wrong. But now I'm reading and learning. Okay, I make changes. Cool, I got a shot. And that's all we have here. That's the blessing. But he said we're supposed to get this, man. Let me get this knowledge and a great blessing, a great sum of money. Read on.
And great sum, and great,
read it at the top.
Okay. And get learning with a great sum of money.
Go ahead.
And get much gold by her.
He said get much what?
Gold by her.
Listen, all that, the blessings that come just because I came in to learn. I could turn my life around by simply coming to class and learning. But I know everybody that's been sitting in class, I've seen the changes in my life. I've watched, wow, things just start piecing together. I can't speak for you because I ain't living the life you live. I don't know what you was lacking. Only you know. Man, you know what? When I was in there, in that book, learning, things just started working out like it was supposed to. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how it happened, but this was been going on. But the most I say, you get that when you in class, when you learning, when you in order. This is what you get from that. But in the world, that's what confusion is. I got to grow up. I got to grow in the spirit and let myself feed in the spirit. Huh? Watch this. Hold that. Let that one go. I'm done with that. That was what? 28?
Yeah, that was 28.
Let that go. Give me Isaiah chapter 51, verse 1. Isaiah chapter 51. Make sure that's the right scripture. Yeah, man. That's some point out. That's bad. Yeah, read that. Isaiah chapter 51 and verse 1.
Isaiah chapter 51 and verse 1. Come, you have it.
Yeah.
Hearken to me, ye that follow after righteousness.
Read it again.
Hearken to me, ye that follow after righteousness.
He says, time to listen, man. If I want righteousness, if I want to be right with the Father, it's time to start listening. Go ahead.
Ye that seek the Lord, look unto the rock whence ye are hewn, and to the hole of the pit whence ye are
You
dead.
got to look for your home, man. You got to look for your strength. Look toward that. Look towards that. Look towards Jerusalem. Look towards the places, man. This is where this knowledge is being brought to you at. Look where you got it. You didn't get this on your own. Somebody gave it to you. Now you got to now look towards that. You got to hold on to it, because that was the place that started to put you on that path of righteousness. You got to hold tight to it. Your spirit is thirsty. It's going to be thirsty. But I'm in the world trying to find righteousness. When the Most High opened my eyes to the place where righteousness was going to be at. But I love one thing. The Most High, they don't give it to you easy. You're going to be tested. That's the problem. Every time I come in and start on my path to righteousness, as soon as I'm tried, I'm tempted, I think it's the place that's causing it. It's not. It's not the schools that's causing your temptation or your battles. The Most High got you going through it. Because he said he was going to put you through it. He's trying to show you what you lack in your spirit. So now somebody can help you develop in these areas so you have your strength. But we think this is a personal thing. It is not. You understand? Finish that verse. That was the end of it? Let that go. Now jump to chapter 55 and read verse 1. You know what I'm saying? Y'all got it? Isaiah chapter 55, read verse 1.
Isaiah chapter 55 and verse 1.
Go ahead.
Ho, everyone that thirsty.
He said, everybody that's thirsty. That's what we're looking at. This way you have to be truthful in yourself. Because you know where your spirit is thirsty. Where you're lacking. Where you still have a restlessness in your spirit. When you're not at peace. He said, but for everyone that thirsted, he said, do what?
Come ye to the water.
He said, you got to come where?
To the water.
So you got to come to the water. You got to come to the source. You can't surf the well. Anyone talking about surfing the well? You got to come to the source. He said, come to the waters and do what?
And he that had no money, come ye, buy and eat.
Read on.
Yeah, come, buy wine and milk without money and without price.
Read on.
Wherefore do ye spend money for that which is not bread?
He's telling you, brothers, we are spending time. We are investing. He said, but if you're going to invest, you got to invest in what's going to feed your spirit. Because you lacking something. I'm going out here, I invested my time into school because I'm thirsty. Because I'm lacking. I invested my time into the military because I'm lacking. I invested my time into these streets, into a relationship, because I was lacking something. I'm searching. I'm spending money, spending time, making the changes because I'm thirsty. But what you're not understanding is that all those things out there, they don't feed the spirit. This is the place. This is the water that feeds the spirit. Read on. Give me St. John chapter, I think it's 6 and 63. Read on though. Keep reading now.
And your labor for that which satisfieth not.
Go ahead.
Hearken diligently unto me.
Listen closely unto me. Read on.
And eat ye that which is good.
And eat ye that which is good. Go ahead.
And let your soul delight itself.
He said, let your stomach delight.
Your soul delight itself in fatness.
He said, let your soul delight itself in fatness. That means all my nourishment, I needed my spirit to be nourished. But where did your spirit get nourished?
Your soul
Read on.
delight itself in fatness. Incline your ear and come unto me.
Read on.
Hear, and your soul shall
If
live.
I will come and let myself be taught, now my spirit will start to live. Now, the person that I am inside, I can feel good about that. I can start feeling like I am somebody. That I have a purpose. I can feel that now. Whereas before, I've been doing all these things trying to find an identity, trying to fit in. I can be who I was created to be. Because that's this truth is about. You finish that?
Liar.
Read on.
And I will make an everlasting covenant with you, even the sure mercies of David.
But that's what we're trying to do. Huh? This is how we're trying to enter back into that covenant with the Father. Our spirit has been lacking. Our character of who we are has not been developed. I have to allow that to be developed. I got to let my spirit be fed. And the only place your spirit is fed is when you come to the places of learning. Because when they teach you, they're dealing with your spirit. That's what's being fed. Y'all understand? It's that simple, man. Every time you come to class, your spirit is being fed. That's it. We got a lot of hungry Israelites. Spiritually, I'm starving. I've been 40 days, I ain't been in class. Trying to be Christ in there. I don't win a year, I ain't been in class. My spirit has been starving for a year now. And what I've been trying to do is do this. I just been trying to, I go on, what you doing? I'm going to read the Bible, man. I read the scriptures. Shit, you was doing that in church. Reading your Bible. And you still was lacking. So what's going to be different now?
Because you're being taught.
That's what I need someone to give my spirit what it lacks. That's why a lot of times you come to class, you're like, man, I swear they was talking about me. How do you know? You're like, man, how did he know? Man, I didn't shit out with nobody. It just happens that way. Your spirit needed something, and the Most High was making sure that your spirit got what it needed. But you have to be in a place to learn so that your spirit can be fed. You understand? What you say?
I just wanted to say, hearing you teach tonight, I can see why the church is being manipulated. They see the same thing.
Yeah.
Because I had never heard nobody say this like you said tonight. Can you imagine all the people that's being manipulated by these pastors?
Because you know, I made you feel good, but never fed your spirit.
Yes.
See, we can sing songs all day long, but what your spirit need, the scripture says these words that I speak unto you, he said they are spirit and they are life, right? So now every time I gave you the word, that's what brought your spirit to life. All the songs we singing ain't bringing us to life.
No.
I felt good. Listen, a song ain't no different than a cigarette or a joint.
Yeah.
You made me feel good for the moment.
Yes.
But I went out and I left your place still hungry, still wondering, still lost. That ain't what it's supposed to be.
And you know another thing, brother. You know, when I watch the Israelites on the streets teaching the people about their nationality,
God.
there's no way that you can get in this word and the things around you don't affect you if you are spiritually awake. That's not gonna bother you. It's something wrong.
See now, and you know that's the test. That's for the Moses said, I prepare your spirit for temptation.
Yeah.
That's what's gonna be your test. You seen it now.
Yeah.
Now you gonna keep living the lie.
Come on.
If you got the truth, so
Yeah.
how you gonna fool yourself now? How's the answer at the bottom when the most I told you it ain't there? You know what you gonna keep doing? But you gonna keep on drinking though. I got to find it. It's got to be this tequila bottle. Hennessy always been my answer. Also, I got the truth. Hennessy ain't the answer no more.
That's right.
Man, this Newports always did the trick. They always brought that little calming. I got my cigarette. I was calm, relaxed. Everything was good. I got my smoke break. Now all of a sudden, you smoking. I don't care how many packs you going through. It still ain't taking away the problems. I get to the club and find a new woman that always worked before. Now that you got the truth, it don't work no more. Your spirit has been awakened. So the only thing you can do once you wake it up is you got to feed it now.
Come on.
That's the only thing that works now. Once you get this truth, the only thing you can do is feed your spirit. Your mind needs answers now. And the older you are, the more answers you need. You've been woken up to the truth. That's what the scriptures say. You shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free, right? It don't set you free, it makes you free. But I'm free in my mind from all them lies that I've been taught. But I remember how old I am, that's how many lies I've been taught. So you got to keep cleaning up the lies that have been taught. That's why none of it, the veil is pulled off. So you driving down the road, you seeing everything for what it is now.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
This was destroying me, man. This was foolishness. You start saying, man, I can't believe I was doing that. Then you try to steady pull the veil off other people's eyes. They try to pull it back on. That's that foolishness, huh? You need answers now. You need your mind, your spirit to be fed. That's what this is about. That's why the scripture tell you, man, St. John 17:17. We ain't gonna go there because I'm killing my time, but it says, sanctify them through the truth. A person's cleaned up by the truth. He said, now word is truth. This word is the source that's used to clean you up. Now it's going to clean you up now you got to feed the spirit. If all the lies that you've been fed, when I started to now clean that up and take away all these lies, if I took away the lie, I got to replace it with the truth. Well, we keep making the mistake of, I got this truth and I allow someone to clean up the lies, but I'm stuck out there now. I'm clean from the lies. I know this ain't real, but I ain't allowing someone to show me what's real. Now you got to stay around long enough to get the truth. Hold that. No, that was in that one, right? Ecclesiastes 51. Go to Ecclesiastes chapter 8 and verse 8. All right? And this is in the Apocrypha, I think. Ecclesiastes 8 and 8. Let me make sure. We there?
Come.
Yeah, man. Read that. 8 and 9.
Ecclesiasticus chapter 8 and 9.
Yep. Ecclesiastes chapter 8, verse 8, then verse 9.
Come.
All right.
Ecclesiasticus chapter 8, verse 8.
Go ahead.
Despise not the discourse of the wise.
Do what?
Despise not the discourse of the wise.
Look up discourse. Or the discord. Look that word up real quick. He said, we're going to find what it means so we can always say, you know what? We simplified it a little bit. Because even if y'all like me, by that 12th grade education, some of these words we didn't use normally. We don't normally use these kind of words in our conversation every day. So when you look up discord, right? He said, despise not the discord of the wise. What's discourse? Read it out. You got it?
Written or spoken communication or debate.
Wow. So now, every time this person wrote something down, or they told you something, he said, don't hate that. Don't hate what you've been shown or taught, what you're being told. That's what a lot of our problem we run into. I'd be having a problem with the fact of what you said to me. It was the truth, but I didn't want to hear that. It was hard to swallow that you showed me this. That you tell me I got to change this. I got to give more of this. I got to do this. But I got to learn not to dislike the things I'm being told by somebody who knows more about this book than I do. Read that again.
Despise not the discourse of the wise.
Go ahead.
But acquaint thyself.
But do what?
Acquaint thyself.
He said, get close. Get comfortable. Get to know what?
With their proverbs.
He said, I got to get comfortable with the way they say things. I got to get comfortable with the way they do things. For me to get comfortable with your proverbs, I got to spend a lot of time with you. Because the problem is there's a way you say things. Not just what we read in the Bible, but the way you put it. He said, I got to get comfortable with the way you put things, the way you see things. Read on.
For of them.
For what?
For of them.
He said, for of them, go ahead.
Thou shalt learn instruction.
Wow. Because that's the person, he said, you might as well get comfortable with that person and the way that person thinks and does things, or the way they say it. Get comfortable with that person's voice. Because from them, go ahead.
And how to
He
serve.
said, from them what? Read the top of 9.
Verse 9. Miss not the discourse of the elders.
Read. Hold on, I'm sorry. Finish the bottom of 8.
Salah. Okay. Howbeit to serve great men with ease.
Read it from the top again. I'm sorry. Read it from the top. I messed that whole thing up. I jumped, but I should have been reading along so I would see where you was going. Read that. Read it from the top again.
Despise not the discourse of the wise.
Go ahead.
But acquaint thyself with their
He
proverbs.
said, acquaint yourself with the way they say things, the phrases that they use, the word they use. Get comfortable with it. Read on.
For of them thou shalt learn instruction.
Because those are the ones going to teach you instruction. It's going to teach you what pleases the Father. They're going to instruct you on how to please the Father. They're going to show you what the Most High wants. Read on.
And how to serve great men.
He said they're going to show you how to serve Christ, how to serve the Most High. Go ahead.
With ease.
Read with what?
With ease.
I'm going to show you how to do it easy. I'm going to show you the easy way to please the Most High. Because the way you're doing it has caused a lot of confusion. Let me show you in the book how to do it the easy way, so you last. Go ahead.
Verse 9. Miss not the discourse of the
He
elders.
said, don't what?
Do not miss not the discourse of the
But
elders.
you only miss it because you ain't around. You got to be in their presence so that you can grow and gain and learn what you need to learn.
Come.
That's what the scripture's saying. I don't want you here because I like being the man and I like having people to sit there. No, the Most High told you not to miss it. There's a reason. Go ahead.
For they also learned of their fathers.
They also did what?
Learned of their fathers.
Because they did the same thing you did. Sat there and somebody taught them. They sat there and got everything that their elders said. So I'm passing on to you what my elder said. Or I learned how he spoke and let him teach me. So you got to learn how this man think. Why he's doing what he's doing. So that you can grow. And then you're going to pass it on to the next one. Read on.
And of them thou shalt learn understanding.
He said, and that's where you get your understanding of this Bible from. This is where you're going to learn to get your understanding. So a lot of people out there is operating without understanding. You see what I'm saying?
Come.
Because they ain't allowing someone to give it to them. Help develop their understanding. So the Most High showed us, the scriptures tell us, come in here and get comfortable so that you can grow in understanding. Go to the school that you was learn that to get comfortable there so you can grow in understanding. That's what it's about. From there, that it or not?
La.
Finish it out, Bob.
And to give answer as need requires.
He said they gonna do what?
Give answer as need requires.
They gonna do what?
Give answer as need requires.
They gonna give you the answers as you need them. So you ain't always gonna understand. Because right, that answer you asking for, it may not be the time to answer. You need this before I can answer that. That's why we do the answer part of the class. Sometimes we'll ask questions. We're like, man, you need to come to class. Let your understanding grow before I can even get to the point to answering that question. You want milk. You want meat when you still need a lot of milk that you missing. But if you in class, there's so much I can show you and lead you up to that point. But my answers are going to be as you need. So every time, if I don't answer a question, it's because you didn't need it. Because the scriptures tell me to do that. Answer as need required. You don't need that answer. Is rap music wicked? You really don't need that answer. You know what I'm saying? I don't need to answer that right now because there's so much more this man would need to get before we even get to that point. Now there could be something wicked in this music that you don't need. But when we get to that point in your development, I will let you know how that affects your spirit or your development. But if you ain't around, I don't know what your spirit needs. We jumping over here, but you need this because you're thirsty. You need this understanding. You need this understanding. But what you're doing is you asking questions to dictate what you think you need. No, you need to be around so I can answer as need requires. Because that's what the scriptures tell me to do. That was it?
That was it.
All right, from there. Give me Colossians chapter 3 and verse 22 now, right? Colossians 3 and 22. Exodus, another brother give me Exodus chapter 22 and verse 28. Right? Give me those two real quick. Colossians 3 and 22. And another brother get Exodus chapter 22 and verse 28.
Colossians chapter 3 and verse 22.
Go ahead.
Servants, obey in all things your masters.
Listen, when we look at that word servant, now you can understand from this class why you're a servant. Right? I'm a servant because now it's time for me to put the work in to allow myself to develop. I'm an heir. I'm a child. I'm young in the spirit. So I need to let this person develop me. So the most I tell you, that servant to do what?
Obey in all things.
Obey in what?
All things.
Some things.
All things.
What you want to obey in?
All
He
things.
said obey in all things what?
Your masters.
Go ahead.
According to the flesh.
Because that man knows more than what you know. That's what makes him your master. You need to go to him, so let him keep developing your spirit. Read on.
Not with eye service.
Not with what?
Eye
He
service.
said, not with eye service. Con. I'm going to smile and make you think I'm with you. And then when I leave, I'm going to do what I want to do. I ain't going to show up for a while. You see a lot of brothers do that, right?
Come.
He said, not with eye service. Go ahead.
As men please.
Not trying to please men. I'm gonna make you think I'm with you. I'm here. Yeah, brother, okay, come on. Eye service, men pleasers. Go ahead.
But in singleness of heart.
But in singleness of heart, read.
Fearing. Yeah.
If you are gonna be here, you gotta understand I'm following my masters, because this is about, I want to honor the Father. I want that man to help me develop so that I can honor the Most High. So when Christ does come back, when the Most High comes back, or Christ comes back, and it's time for us to stand before the Father, this brother did his job. He helped me understand what I needed to work on. So as I'm working on it now I feel more prepared to stand before the Father. Not perfect, prepared, blameless. You know what I'm saying? You can't fault me for what, I can't change what I don't know. But I can grow in what I do know so that I'm more prepared for the Father. So it's not about man service. It's not about eye service of man pleasers. I ain't got no kingdom to give you. I don't care what, a brother can give you a school. I can give you the building. But tomorrow, when you wake up, you in the same condition I am. In captivity. Serving the devil. You know what I'm saying? So I can't give you the kingdom. All I have keys to do is to help you clean yourself up so you have the same opportunity that I do. To stand before the Father and at least try to present myself as righteous as I possibly can. That's all we got power over. I can only show you, but I don't have a kingdom to give you. You understand? So that's what we're doing here, man. So my focus is the same, should be the same as your focus. The Most High. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm focused on. And obviously I'm going to be thankful. I'm thankful that another brother showed me how to honor the Father. So every day I'm studying, every day I'm in class, I'm learning more and more how to honor the Father. Because that's all we have to give in here. You understand? You finish that? From there, give me Exodus chapter 22 and verse 28.
Exodus chapter 22, verse 28.
And then another brother get me 1 Timothy chapter 5 and verse 1. Exodus chapter 22 and verse 28. And then 1 Timothy chapter 5 and verse 1. Let me know if everybody got it.
Exodus chapter 22 and verse 28. Thou shalt not revile the gods,
Read on.
nor curse the rulers of thy people.
He said, nor curse the what?
The ruler of thy
But
people.
every time we try to look back or try to denounce this body or this brother, that's all you're doing. You're coming against the men that the Most High have given to guide, to help you learn more about Him. These are teachers. They're not gods, they're teachers, man. You ain't supposed to worship us, you're supposed to worship the Most High. This man is your teacher, but you honor him. Let me respect at least what he's showing me and how he's bringing me closer to the Most High. That's all I'm supposed to be here doing. So when I turn on a brother's show, instead of me trying to dog out what he's doing, let me, either I'm gonna respect him as a teacher or turn it off. That's all I can do. Let me ask these dumb questions. All I'm showing is a lack of respect for that teacher. Let him teach. If you don't like what he's teaching, turn the channel. They give you a list of them. YouTube got good at that. YouTube is good at giving you a list of different teachers you want to go to. Crazy thing is, when it gets down to it, at the end of this, those men can only teach you how to serve the Most High. His starting point may not be his starting point. His starting point may not be his starting point. But we end up at the same place.
Come.
We all got to stand before the Father. Don't blame the teacher. Blame the fact that you're studying and your changes. He gonna start you out with your dress and still get to your character because the Bible takes you there anyway. You see what I'm saying?
Come.
They're gonna start you out on the street spreading this word and still get you to your conduct because the Bible's that way anyway. And some brothers is going straight to conduct. I ain't worried about what you dress. I don't care about what you dress like. Let's get this. You gotta act this way. That's his starting point. That's where that teacher is. What's the end result? We're supposed to hear the end of his conversation anyway. I'm always looking for the end. Where are we going? And if you taking me to the kingdom, then listen, I'm gonna learn. If that's your focus, then that's my focus. Because I'm focused on Christ anyway. I'm trying to focus on pleasing the Most High anyway. This what you call him? Fine, brother. As long as we talking about the same person, I don't care what you calling him. Get me to the same place. You know what I'm saying? You call him Yah, call him Yahweh, you call him Ayah, whatever your name. You call him the Most High. Cool, brother. Are we going to the same place? Are we talking about the same person? And if we are, let's get there. But if we ain't learning nothing because I'm stuck on how you said it, what's the end? Where we going with this? Because I don't have time to sit and waste years arguing about what name you call him. You call him Yah, okay? Yahweh. You just called it short. Let's move on. We talking about the same person.
Come.
We talking about serving the exact same person. If that's the case, cool. Let's do it. That's what the Most High showed you. We don't have time to waste. Respect your teachers because it's what they invested in you anyway. I'm not here trying to challenge every teacher. I don't have time to waste. I'm trying to respect minds so you can keep developing what's in me. If there's another brother learning over here, then good. Because we don't get to the same point. We standing before the same person anyway. If we all got to stand before the Most High Christ, then all the rest is foolishness. Because I'm wasting time caught up on these things when I should have been working on my spirit. You know what I'm saying?
Come.
My character. How the Most High sees. You understand?
Come.
All right, from there. Did you finish that? Where have you at?
1 Timothy 5:1.
What I have you at?
Exodus 22:28.
Did you read it?
Come.
You finished it?
Come.
All right, good. Give me the next one. I'm glad this is on tape. You can go back and watch it again. Give me that, man. What's it? 1 Timothy 5:1, right? Read that.
1 Timothy chapter 5 and verse 1.
Go ahead.
Rebuke not an elder.
Read it again.
Rebuke not an elder.
That's why you don't come against your teachers. He watches for your spirit, whether you know it or not. Everything these brothers are saying is some food for your spirit because you clicked on their show. They didn't come to your house.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? You came to their school. They didn't come to your house. what they teaching, even if you don't understand it. Because if you there, obviously it's something you need. You just don't know what you need yet. Read that again.
Rebuke not an elder,
Go ahead.
but entreat him as a father.
You treat him as a what?
Father.
Because he's guiding you, man.
Come.
We know what that feels like. We had a whole bunch of every old man in the hood was your father. Because you was acting up. If your real father wasn't there, he might have snatched you up. You felt that father presence real quick.
Yes.
Every uncle you had was a father real quick. Right? And none of them wasn't saved. Some be cool with this, but you knew who you was with when you was with them. This the cool uncle. He let you drink a little bit. Shoot, you go to the other uncle, trying to do that same thing. You might not have the same outcome. You just slapped upside your head. Something went bad for you. You never know what he was going to tolerate. But you still had respect for all of them. Because you understood this was the example that you needed to follow. We're supposed to show the same thing in the spirit, right? I don't have to agree, but I can respect what you're doing. I'm not going to disrespect it either. That's all we have to do. The most I tell you to rebuke not an elder. Go ahead.
And the younger men as
He
brethren.
said, I'm supposed to respect even the young, but I'm supposed to respect you as a brother, man. You in this work. I'm not dogging you because of what you said, how you dressed, and who you ain't supposed to get to the point of you can't come up to me because if I say I'm with this group, you're gonna attack me already. I'm still a brother, man. I'm an elder. If I was an elder, and it's a young man that done walked up and down because I'm not dressed the way you think I should be dressed, or I'm not talking the way you think I should be talking, I don't deserve your disrespect. You could have kept walking. You could have kept walking. This is about if there was more honor shown. That's where that confusion can now be out the door. There is no more confusion if there's honor. I don't gotta believe everything you say. You might not be my teacher, but that's cool. Because you're somebody's teacher. And you messing up somebody else's class with your foolishness. You see what I'm saying? So the most I'm showing us there is honor that's supposed to be given to an elder. Read that again.
1 Timothy chapter 5 and verse 1. Rebuke not an elder,
Go ahead.
but entreat him as a father.
Read on.
And the younger men as brethren.
Jump down to verse 17.
1 Timothy chapter 5 and verse 17. Let the elders that rule well be counted
Hold on,
worthy.
stop. He said, let the elders that do what?
Rule.
Rule what? It says rule well, right? How would you know this elder rules well? You gotta be in class with him, man. You gotta be to see what type of elder he is. You can't judge and gauge based off of something he said or didn't say. That's your lack of understanding. If I want to discredit somebody, then maybe I need to spend time with that man to see what type of ruler he is. So there ain't no confusion now. I don't know what qualities is in this man. But I know one thing, if I can look and see a group of brothers still following this man, obviously he's doing something right. We ain't that, our people ain't that slow. We ain't that dumb. We just ain't believing anything. If it was, we'd still be flocked up in these churches. So if I left there, obviously I got a little bit to me. But if it's something this brother was showing me, this man was feeding the spirit that's in me. And that's what he was supposed to do in the first place. Feed my spirit. You know what I'm saying? So I got to give him honor in that. I got to honor the fact that this brother fed the spirit. Because that person has an opportunity to make it to the kingdom based off of what this person told them. Gotta honor that. Read that again. Verse 17.
Let the elders that rule well be counted worthy of double honor.
Go ahead.
Especially they who labor in the word.
Especially that labor where?
In the word.
He didn't just get up here and talk. This brother had scriptures, and he was showing you the Bible. So any brother that can get up and show our people the Bible, I gotta respect that. He sat down and studied and learned this book to be able to give it to you. It's gotta be respected. I don't gotta agree, man. This brother like wearing purple. That's his color. He love purple and gold. These brothers love black. That's their thing. That's what don't be mad. That's their thing. How they put order together. You know I gotta look around this. There's a whole lot of brothers in purple and gold. So obviously whatever this brother was studying and he passed it on, spirits are being fed. And it's all that matters anyway. It's all that matters, right? So I come out of this confusion. At the end of the day, if a person can say their spirit is being fed, then you where you're supposed to be. Because your spirit is being fed. Can't argue against that. We still going to the same place. Don't matter. There ain't multiple kingdoms, there's one. We all trying to get to the same spot. So if your spirit is being fed, then your spirit is being fed. Keep feeding it. That's all it's about anyway. What verse you at?
1 Timothy chapter 5 and verse 17. Last precept.
Read 18. Go ahead.
God. 1 Timothy chapter 5 and verse 18. For the scripture saith, thou shalt not muzzle the ox that treaded out the corn.
This man is working. I'm not supposed to try to now hinder his work. He's laboring in this word. He's teaching. He's feeding spirits. My job is not to make his job harder. When you muzzle the ox, I don't let him eat from his work. I'm not feeding him. Let this man work. I'm not supposed to make his job harder. That's confusion. If this brother is an elder or a teacher who's feeding spirits, then my job is to do that. Let him feed spirits. If I am with this group, it don't make no sense to attack that group. You know why? Because as long as I'm attacking, I'm just making that man's job that much harder. Unless spirits are getting fed. And that's the one thing the Most High wanted in the first place. Was our people's spirit to be fed. Let's don't do the devil's job for him. His job is to keep us in darkness. You see what I'm saying? We helping him. Where we at? That was it, right?
1 Timothy chapter 5, verse 18,
Nope.
second precept.
Okay, read that. Finish it up.
And the laborer is worthy of his reward.
He's what?
Worthy of his reward.
Right. Because you know what's crazy? That man putting the work in, he's still going to be rewarded. And he's worthy of it. You can't stop his job, man. If he's doing something wrong, let the Most High correct it. He still got to stand before the Father anyway. We all do. You understand?
God.
From there, last scripture, then we get up out of here, man. Last two. Give me First Timothy, right? How did you read it? 1 Timothy chapter 6, and start at verse 1. And then a brother get 1 Peter chapter 2 and verse 13.
1 Timothy chapter 6 and verse 2.
1.
And verse 1. Let as many servants as are under the yoke.
Under the what?
Under the yoke.
In this work. I remember I'm talking about you're supposed to come to that place of learning and put yourself under that yoke. So if you there, if you in the school, if now I'm subjecting myself to the requirements of that school. Read.
Count their masters.
Count they what?
Count their own masters.
You count your own elder. What?
Worthy of all honor.
He is worthy of all honor. He's feeding your spirit. You count him worthy of all honor. Go ahead.
That the name of the Most High
Read on.
and his doctrine be not blasphemed.
That's what I'm saying. We doing the white man's job for him. We causing confusion. If you there, then submit yourself. Do this work. Feed your spirit so you can grow. That's how we keep this truth honest, upright, righteous. Now we, as a nation, are walking in righteousness. I'm allowing this elder to do his job. Feed my spirit. Open this book to me. Keep growing and developing my understanding. That's all it was about anyway.
God.
Read on.
Verse 2. And they that have believing masters.
How do you know he believes? He got on what you got on. He lived by the same things you live by. He ain't telling you to do one thing, and he doing what he want to do. You look like him. You act like him. You live your life like he live his. He believed. You in the fringes, but he ain't. He telling you to honor the Sabbath day, but he don't. You don't have, that's not what's going on. These brothers are setting the standard, and they live in that standard. Right?
God.
And I say that. I'm glad I'm on YouTube. Because I'm saying it because that's what I'm seeing, not just here, but in other states, other schools. Brothers are doing the same thing. They living by what they teaching. Gotta honor it. I'm not saying they're not in the book. They study. There's a reason for it. If a man said, brother having more than one woman, or brother having one woman, I don't know the reason. I ain't in his class. I don't know what he's dealing with. I don't know the spirits that he's feeding. I don't know what type of spirits he's feeding. You see what I'm saying? So if I don't know the type of spirits that are being fed, it don't really make no sense for me to attack it. But in my group, if I'm going to the scripture showing the brother, the Moses said nothing wrong with a man having more than one woman. Now, I'm not telling the brothers to go out here and go get a whole bunch of women. You see what I'm saying? But I at least have to know them, like the scripture said, know them that labor among you. Let me know why it's being said. Let me not judge everything. You know what I'm saying? Some brothers it's got to be about fringes and Sabbath day and everything else. There could be a reason why a brother is not strong on doing it this way and being that way. But he knows the spirits that he's feeding and what they need. That camp may not be to that point yet. I know the men I'm with. I'll answer and get to that point when I get to that point. But if they're not ready for it, what good is it? You see what I'm saying?
God.
That's why you still give those elders, that teacher, the honor. Let him do what he gonna do. If brothers are still growing, then they growing. Don't get me wrong. I'm not sitting here agreeing with all methods. But I still will give time to sit back and watch a little bit and at least see where this is going. Let me see where it's going first. Before I discredit, let me see where it's going. And we've been on YouTube and be like, oh, I'm shocked. I can't believe this brother said that, man. Like, bro, do you know what you're talking about? Now, some of it I'm not going to sit and know. Some of this stuff is way out. And you can tell that brother ain't had no elder. Because some of the things he coming with ain't even in the Bible. I ain't talking about that. I'm talking about them old head brothers that you know that been here for years. And the spirits they're dealing with. So I'm not judging you based on how you're dealing with the spirit. Because you know where you're taking it. But you feed them, and that's what the Most High wanted anyway. That brother will get the maturity, the development He'll get there. Maybe some of this, the direction they're going in and things they're teaching, some things should have stayed off the internet. That's the problem. Because some of these things were too mature. It was too much meat for a young mind. That was something he should have been in class, and as he needed, you gave to him. You understand what I'm saying?
God.
Not everything was for that in that time. That's why we had the schools. So a teacher would be able to read your spirit and know what you needed at that time. Some schools are more advanced than others. Right?
God.
So when they're talking, as a teacher, you start to figure it out. You start looking and say, wait a minute, there might have been something going on in that. We don't know. We got a piece of the class. But I don't know what's been going on. If they've been going over all this time, that they just decided to put that piece of the class up. I would have told you to come to class so you can get the rest of it. Now you can understand why a man was saying this or said that or did this or did that. You understand?
God.
But we need that. But we have to get in the spirit of let me honor the fact that, you know what, he's still getting up there doing the work. I don't have to understand it. And if I'm there and I'm getting fed, then give the honor where I'm supposed to then. Because the Most High got me here. And this got this person feeding my spirit. Investing the time that they didn't have to. Because they could have been home like you was at home. But they sat down and prepared the class to give to you. You see what I'm saying?
God.
Finish it out. Tell me where you're at.
1 Timothy chapter 6, verse 2.
Read.
And they that have believing masters,
Go ahead.
let them not despise them,
Read on.
because they are brethren.
They are what?
They are brethren.
We still here serving the Most High. We still got the Most High Christ in our mouth. So I got to respect that. They still brothers in it doing the work. I don't have to understand everything, but I can respect the fact that it's another brother doing the work. That's what the scripture said we're supposed to do. Read on.
But rather do them service.
Do them what?
Do them service.
Where are you trying to help? Make it easier for him. Shut up. That will make it easier for him. Keep some of your comments to yourself. That will make it easier for him. Read on.
Because they are faithful.
They are what?
Faithful.
But you still see them doing it every day. They are investing. They are developing. They building. They are doing the work. Read on.
And beloved, partakers of the benefit. These things teach.
These things do what?
Teach.
This is what we're supposed to be teaching. This is the message that's supposed to be spread. Let's get out here and do this work and show honor. Look at other brothers as brothers doing this work and leave like that. If he ain't doing what he's supposed to be doing, the Most High gonna deal with him. I have enough faith in that. But it ain't supposed to stop me or slow me, deter me from doing my job. It's not supposed to do yours either, because you have to work out your own soul salvation. You see what I'm saying?
God.
You still gotta serve. You still gotta save. That's a big enough job in itself. Because I come from a wicked world. We all come from a wicked world. We have a lot to clean up. You understand?
God.
What verse you at, man?
The end of verse 2.
That was in the 2?
God.
Jump down to verse 11.
Verse 11. 1 Timothy chapter 6, verse 11. But thou, O man of God, flee these things and follow after righteousness.
Follow after what?
Righteousness.
That's why we're supposed to be getting away from foolishness, man. He said, flee all this foolishness and follow after righteousness. If my spirit's being fed, then allow it to continue to be fed. You see what I'm saying?
God.
That's what this is about. Last scripture. We're going to close it out, man, because I'm going past my time with it.
1 Peter chapter 2 and verse 13.
Right. 1 Peter chapter 2 and verse what?
13.
Go ahead.
Submit yourselves to every ordinance of man.
Read it again.
Submit yourselves to every ordinance of
They say
man.
they're talking about the white man. You know what I'm saying? We're talking about those brothers leading, man. Submit to that. Let me at least learn it. Let me understand. These brothers wear fringes, these brothers don't. Let me try it. What could it hurt me? You see what I'm saying?
God.
These brothers really go into not doing no work on the Sabbath day. Let me try it. I may end up getting some understanding. You know what's crazy? This may do wonders for my spirit. You see what I'm saying?
God.
Let me at least open my spirit up to the fact that, you know what, if it's have my head covered. Some brothers teach man, the sister's supposed to walk around with her head covered everywhere. Cool. Let me go to work with my head covered. What can it hurt? Now, if your boss tell you to take it off, take it off. Okay. You're good, man. Let me take it off so I keep my job. But what I'm looking at is, if I can submit, there are things I never know what my spirit is going to feed off of. You know what I'm saying?
God.
But we fighting everything. For no, I don't even know how. I don't know what this is going to do for my spirit. Brother be like, man, it could be something simple as EO, it's a job. But I'm tripping about the fact that I got to work each and alls. But what are the brothers using it for to develop my spirit? I could be fighting about the fact that I had to go out here and street speed. But what could it be doing for my spirit? I won't even know. Because I won't even allow myself to even submit to it. That's what this is got to get to the point of. Let me submit so that I can see, I can at least allow whatever my spirit needs to develop, I can get what it needs to develop. Because you don't know what you're building. You don't know what the Most High's plan is. You don't know what He's developing in you. So if you don't know what He's developing, you don't know what you need either. Our safest bet, let me go on and submit. Let me at least, instead of denouncing or talking, looking bad at something, let me submit to it and allow my spirit to feed as it needs to be fed.
Verse 13.
Okay, go ahead.
The Lord say, or
Ranking, that higher rank. But I'm not going to denounce a brother that's now, he ain't as high up, but he's still doing that work, making sure that your spirit is taken care of. Submit to that. Because there's something in that man that I still can learn, or my spirit still needs. Read on.
as unto
In the spirit, we don't even let it get that far. Let me get pulled over. I'm not resisting, man. I ain't even trying to spark that argument. I'm going to give you what you need, man. There you go. So you can go on your way. If I can submit to that, and I don't even understand what the hell he's doing. I don't know what you're doing. So you pulled me over, I didn't know what you was doing. He doing his job. But if I can submit to that, how is it I can't submit to another brother doing his job? He ain't telling me I gotta do it. I put the show on. I didn't tell you you had to watch it. You do what you want to do. You submit to who you think you're gonna submit. But I know one thing, doing some of the things that the Most High have Israel doing now, from the dress to conduct to everything else, businesses, everything else, if I just would submit, you never know what I could have learned, where my spirit could have been developed. Jump down to verse 18 now. Read 18.
God. Servants, Be subject to your masters with all fear.
With all what?
Fear.
Who should you be fearing?
Your masters.
You better fear the Most High. You better look at the Most High's looking at you when you do what you're doing. When you conduct yourself this way, the Most High's looking at you. He's looking at your conduct or your lack of. That's what's being judged. You can't discredit a man and the work he's done. How the Most High is using him. Like I said, it's not, I'm not judging right or wrong. I'm judging, there still should be a level of respect that should be there. That's in all of us, right? And if this is the Most High's word, then let him correct it. You read, that's why you reading the Bible. If you reading the Bible, then I'm not worried about what he's teaching. If I can show in the Bible he's wrong, then I'm going to denounce the foolishness and go on. I really didn't need to comment. That's not going to make him shut up. That man is getting views. Let the Most High deal with him. That's more focus. I'm focused on this, where I could have been focused on my conduct, my relationship with the Father. That's all that matters anyway. You see what I'm saying? Finish it. Verse 18.
Not only to do good, not only to the good and gentle, but also to the froward.
Listen, not only to the good and gentle, he said, but also to the froward. You know what froward is? When this person is off. He is completely doing it wrong. He's disobedient. But even in his disobedience, guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to still respect him. I ain't got to attack you. Yes, you're wrong, but it ain't my job to tell you you're wrong. You done went off. Cool. That's not for me to tell you. I'm going to still show respect. Sometimes it's the best respect is to shut up then. I'm not going to comment on it because it ain't my place. I'm going to go on and go forward and I can be an example of righteousness because my example of righteousness is going to outshine anything he's saying anyway. If I know it's wrong, then let me be the complete opposite. Let that speak for me. You don't do no good to argue. So look at it. This is about spiritual growth. We're supposed to keep working that our spirits grow. Not getting caught up in foolishness, but allowing the spirit to grow. You understand? Any questions? And I'm hoping that I'm not trying to camp bash, I guess they call it, man. This ain't about attacking. It's about understanding that forward progress. We got to move forward. You got to keep working on your spirit. We don't know when Christ is coming back. But I ain't trying to get caught on some foolishness when I could have been working, when there was so much more in me that I needed to work on. That's all it's about. So with that, I know we started at 6, man. I'm not trying to keep everybody. If there ain't no questions, we're going to go ahead and kind of salute on out. I know that there's supposed to be class tomorrow, right?
Go ahead.
What time is the Sabbath service starting anyway?
10.
10? And it airs at 10 too, right, sis?
Come.
So we're going to ask everyone to, come back. Come back tomorrow. Keep allowing you to grow and bring your questions for tomorrow. If I didn't get to the question, even for the brother that was in Trinidad that asked the question, I will read. Please read the chapter. And if I'm not here, I'll make sure that I let the brother know so he can at least have some type of answer for that question. Or if he doesn't bring it up, just let us know. We'll make sure we get to the questions, man. If y'all that were here have questions, would you say?
I just wanted to let you know, brother, I really enjoyed the teaching tonight.
Go on.
I feel like I got fed, man.
Oh, I love it, man. I love it. I love it. That's what we love doing. Listen, we love seeing it grow because I like the fact that more of our people are sitting in class. They get the shot in the world, right? You know what I'm saying? Getting caught up in all the foolishness out there.
Yeah.
I'd rather be here.
Yeah.
Like that I'm doing something constructive with my life instead of living this destructive life I've been living. Now my body to be destroyed, my mind to be destroyed, used. abused. That's all this has been. We've been a toy for everything out there. It's time for us to step up, reclaim ourselves, and join and become righteous men and women that the Most High intended us to be from the beginning. You see what I'm saying? That's what it's supposed to be about. You know, go ahead.
Man, I don't see how people can walk around and see their people suffering on a daily basis, man. It don't bother them, man. You know,
That's it.
I feel good, man. I mean, you know.
Hey, remember this. Remember Christ said, let your light so shine before men that they may see your good works. Our light is the changes that we've made. You know, it don't have to be what you say, but it's the person that you are. How do you live? So you got more of our people that'll stop and will ask because of what they see.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You're like, man, bro, you done made a change, man. You obviously, you ain't hanging out at the pool hall like you used to. You ain't drinking the way you used to. I mean, you ain't on that same thing. What's going on? I just chose a different path in my life, but I'm letting that speak for me. Even if it's truth, Doc, it's about letting what you do in righteousness speak for you. He said, "Let your light so shine before men that they may see your good works and glorify the Most High." So we letting how we live our lives be what glorify us. Let that speak for you. We can't go wrong doing that. You know what I'm saying? These seats will keep filling up because of the choices that you make. You know what I'm saying? What they see in you is what's going to be the reason why they came in here. If they ain't here, you still got a lot of work on your righteousness. That there's a lot of changes still got to be made. You know what I'm saying?
Count.
Is it just enough that I showed you what color Christ was? Used to be. But every brother that came in, man, he saw some dedication and the man was like blown away. Like, I knew you when you was like this. What's going on, man? What's happening? You know what I'm saying? I'm a different man. But I seen those different, I seen the joy, I seen where you at now. You're in a good place in your life. And then you come to work, you're smiling, singing, you know what I'm saying? Boss tripping, you ain't phased by what's going on, right? They ain't gotta know, because I need some of what you got. You gotta let it shine. You can't hide righteousness. You know what I'm saying? Don't become a different person when you get to work. When you get out at family functions. I'm gonna tuck the fringes in. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna put this pork on my plate, but I'm gonna act like I hate it. Come on, man, nah. I'm gonna say something. Now, you got salad? You got something I can eat? You don't eat pork? Nah, I don't eat pork, man. I'm gonna stop coming to the Christmas functions. I'm gonna stop. You know why? Because that's gonna say something. Because they're gonna ask, well, why you ain't coming? What's going on? You ain't bring the kids to Mama's house for Christmas? No, I didn't. The Bible said I ain't supposed to be doing that, right? You know what I'm saying? But that's how you let your light shine.
Can't make sure you stay home this year.
Right. Can't make sure you say, what happened to Sunday service? Well, you know, when y'all change the service to Saturday, I'll show up.
Right.
Until then, I ain't going to Sunday service. That ain't in the Bible. You let your light shine. You let them know what you believe in. This is who you are. But they're going to see that good work. That now, I'll start learning to glorify the Father. Because I may change and start following what you're doing. Now we're glorifying the Father. That's what we're supposed to be doing. All right? So with that, we're going to say shalom to people on TV. And then we're going to go ahead and salute out, man, and send the four corners up in the Lord's Prayer and get up out of here, okay? All right, shalom.
Shalom.